gonna go and inspire me. I couldn't believe it.
All the way from New Zealand.
You know your dad? I knew nothing about sailing. I started watching your dad's videos. And the reason I'm here, the reason I bought a boat, because you wrecked. I can't believe I'm sitting here with wrecks. You have no idea of the impact of the animal. You have no idea.
As long as it's a good impact, that was all I was concerned.
You don't understand.
Salute to Shane.
Salute, bro.
You too. Cheers, man.
You don't understand what you did to my life, Rick.
Makes me feel bad when you say it like that.
Rick, you inspired.
My wife is gone, my dog died, and I'm in jail.
I've been. Rick, you inspired me.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Oh, we're gonna always keep saying cheers. What do you say in Aussie? Or in down under?
Cheers, bro. You say cheers.
Cheers. Cool. And his two crew are in our video from last night. His two crew are Russians. Yeah, Johnny and Dmitry. They were both at the Russian party last night, so that's kind of funny. Hey, thanks, man. Shane.
Yeah.
Very cool. New friends, straight from New Zealand. Imagine that. He flew all the way from New Zealand just to buy this boat. He's been on it 3 weeks now. He's sitting in the anchor 2 boats away from us. I'm sure most of you guys will remember back a little while ago when we had a problem with our engine cooling system and we had to buy an electric pump to replace the impeller system that is on the raw water intake. The raw water pump on the engine was actually leaking salt water straight into the engine oil bilge, and that was creating major problems with the engine. And it took us a while to find a replacement pump, but we finally did, got it shipped in, and now this is the repair to put in the new pump. Well, it'll be good to get the boat back and operating normally. Finally, this has been an ongoing problem since that video we made in running, was it Hurricane Matthew? Remember the first time we filled the engine with seawater, couldn't figure it out. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll all work out this time and we'll be finished finally. Alright, so just removing the old pump so that we can put in the new one. As you see, we've got our new pump ready to go in. And I've got the old one unbolted, and this is the old input pipe, as you remember, and it used to be bolted on right here. Let's see, you see the flange down there, this is the old pump. And this used to bolt right onto that flange there. And then it would take it through this pipe from over here at the heat exchanger for the transmission oil cooler. So that is the heat exchanger and the tube hooked up to it right there that I've put on as a bypass. So that tube, as you can see, just comes all the way down along here and back up and right to where the exit is for the main water pump, and it goes to the anti-siphon valve there now. And you can see there are 2 different sizes of tubing, but what I've done is I've taken one of these brass fittings. These are handy to have. You want to keep little parts like this and stuff on board just for emergencies like this, because if you need to couple 2 pieces of tubing together that are the wrong size, or you know, one's larger and the other one is actually just big enough to fit inside, this piece of brass will actually go inside the smaller tube and act as a compression fitting. So these are very handy to have. Always a good idea to keep little spare parts like that on board. So the old pump has these big flanges on it, and I just realized that is the difference between these 2 pumps, because there was 2 versions and we weren't sure if we were getting the right one from St. Vincent or not. And turns out if you look at the 2 pumps, our new pump doesn't have the flanges, it has threaded fittings. Therein lies our first problem. We have to adapt from these flanges that are bolted on to these threaded fittings. So I've already been doing a little looking around, seeing what I can use for adapters, and as luck would have it, wouldn't you know it, you remember the little brass fittings I just showed you a few minutes ago? Well, they happened to be a perfect fit. Perfect fit, and I just happen to have two. Now I've got something at least I can rig in there and use temporarily, maybe permanently. This might be better than the flanges, who knows, but this was a real stroke of luck. I've got these on board and I can adapt this to the different sizes of tubing that I need right here. And I'll just replace this metal pipe, so we won't need it anymore, and we'll just use some of my spare tubing that I had used in my bypass. But I'm going to put a little Teflon tape on these just to seal them up good. I'll tighten them in with a good reef wrench, and we'll put the new pump back in, and then I'll start just configuring the tubing, because it'll have to go around a couple of elbows, so I'll figure that out as I go, but at least I know I've got parts that I can make that happen. So out with the old, but it did its job. So with great affection we retire this part and move on to the new. So for this kind of job, there's two different kinds of Teflon tape available. The white kind, which is very thin for fine threads, and the orange kind, which is much thicker for heavy threads. This is what you want to keep lots of on board. You're going to use it in many instances when you just need to seal something up that may have a minor leak and you need to just, you know, seal it up quick. So we're going to use enough of this, and you only want to put 3 wraps on any thread at any given time. You don't want too much or you'll just bind it up and it'll be too thick. So cut off enough that you think it's going to do 3 wraps. Make sure your threads are clean, and you put it on in a clockwise fashion to follow the same direction that the thread's going to turn as you tighten it in. So just hold it with your thumb, put on the first wrap. Oh, hang on. There we go. First wrap starting there, second wrap just keeping it good and tight, and third wrap, and just where it starts to overlap, just break it off. Kind of press it in with your fingers so that you can see it's pressed lightly into the threads. Now it's good and secure. And we're just going to take that and tighten it into the pump. We'll put it in by finger first, and then get our gas pipe pliers and just give it a few turns. Okay, and that's it. That's the basics of our adapted pump. So that's what we're going to be using to hook up and get our water system running again. You can see the new pump is in. My 2 inline conversions are in. The hoses are hooked up and clamped. The outlet's going up here. We just had to splice those 2 together. I can put on a longer one later when I've got more parts, but for right now that will work. And the inlet line is coming straight from over here through this bypass over to the heat exchanger for the transmission, the oil cooler. So that will be an improvement actually. But let's give it a test and see what we do. We just got to look for any leaks now and make sure all is good. So we'll start it up. Happy days are here again. So this is what the boat looks like on, well, I guess we could call it moving day, as we're moving cabins and guests arriving tomorrow. Everything's a big rush and a big mess. Basically just throwing it all up in here for now. Stuff everywhere. And juggling Brenden to one of the back cabins. Lots of fun, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
My favorite day.
Yeah, but look at the cabin we get to move into. That's the best part. Like I said, we've been dreaming about that cabin for a long, long time, and it's finally coming together. It's not anywhere near finished yet. That's a stage 1 still, but you can see we've still got some finishing touches to put on. Like the headliner needs to have a strip of wood down there. We need to remove the front pieces of wood from the bulkhead and do some refinishing up there. And eventually all these cabinets on the side are going to change, and they're going to be changed to kind of replicate what's in the salon there. So just like you see there. So as you can imagine, that's going to be a bit of a major project. So not in a big panic yet. We'll figure out the best place to do that. If it's going to be here, you know, Grenada, I doubt it. It'll probably be somewhere in our next travels, because we're just trying to get a few things, last minute details fixed up on the boat and get out of here for May. Last minute details.
Quick hide everything.
Yep, quick hide everything. Today is the day. We are going to the airport right now. And we're a few minutes behind, but I think the plane is probably delayed because Liat is pretty much leave island anytime, always delayed. So, but we are just going to meet Henrick, our first patron guest. He's arriving today at 1:30 p.m. Look out, Henrick, here we come.
Look out.
Shascha, look at her hair, it's funny. She got a big dread. It's a clean dread, sorry. She didn't have time to brush, so she just tied it all up in a big knot. That's him there?
I'm glad to see you. Oh, hi. This is from me and and the rest of the world. Hi, friend.
How are you, mate?
Oh, fuck! I'm happy to see you.
Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good, but you can't imagine how much sweet talk I have done. 5 hours of sweet talk.
Kissing butt?
No, she was sweet.
Yes.
And she gave herself at the last, but only 2 minutes in the last shutdown.
Oh,
so it was like...
I'm glad they let you through. I know it depends who you get, you know. It could be a good person, bad mood, you never know.
I saw one out and I picked on her for 4 hours and then she softened up.
Oh, that's good. And did it give you any problem here?
I was doing a little sweet talk also because they want to know where I live and when. Yeah. And I say, we're going sailing, and if the engine quit, it will take 3 weeks before we get shore. Oh yeah, I see. But then I said, you can follow us on your channel.
Yeah.
Oh, I can? Yeah, and then was talking YouTube, and then he out of here.
That's good.
Hi, Brenden.
And Brenden.
Yeah.
Henrick.
See you.
Yeah, what would you like though? Just don't... Yep. Carrot, please. Yeah, you never know. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Whatever.
Salut.
Salut.
Shascha. Cheers.
Have a good sail.
Yeah, we can sit, whatever you like. Why does it smell like hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
Did it first.
Welcome to Grenada.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Sophisticated lady.
It was a long journey.
Long journey.
Hope we can have some.
Yeah, I can believe it. 3 days, wow. Okay, I'll go down, you pass me the bags.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we got you in this cabin back here now.
This is much better than the room I had in London.
But you get to share it with some of our drones. So.
Yeah, fine. Perfect.
This for backpackers.
Hello. Good morning. It's around 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Rick left his camera, so I went up and see the sunrise. It's wonderful laying here in the bay. I don't know where we are. I forgot where we are. But Tiki and I, we are enjoying the sunrise. Tiki is still not really awake. It's beautiful, and I can't wait to get along with new day.